Hey guys, so my mom told me that I should start making videos talking about some of the stuff I do to navigate around my life and help me being blind. So I figured I'd take her advice and see if I can help you guys out a little bit. So, cue the intro.
Various photos of Dominic Parker. First one wearing a suit, second one at a home party. Third one standing in the center of Times Square. Hit the bell, blind justice, like and subscribe.
So, rightfully so, I figured this segment should be called
This is how we do it.
but with a little twist. I'm gonna call this is how I do it. And I figured I'd start off with a doozy. So, for those of you guys who may not know a little bit about me, I'm actually a transplant recipient, a pancreas and a kidney to be exact. And I know a big question that I'm always getting asked is, how do I keep up with all the medication that I do? So, I figured why not go ahead and start this first episode off letting you guys know how I take care of all of that. So let's get it started. Okay guys, so to start this off really quick, and I was gonna actually show you guys some of the pills that I take, or just a couple of them. But again, with this being a video and with the majority of you guys probably being blind, it probably wouldn't make a difference anyway. But I think one of the things that I wanted to stress is that over time, when you start doing the pills over and over and over again, you're gonna start to recognize a trend. Try to pay attention to the shapes of pills, the feel of the pills, how big they are they capsules, are they actually pills? This is actually gonna help you to distinguish between what is what as well. And then that's one of the first things that's gonna be easier for you to be able to distinguish between what's what and how often you're supposed to take it. Now, I did want to throw out a disclaimer. Also keep in mind that when you're dealing with the pharmacy, a lot of times some pharmacies will change providers of the actual medication. So if they do change it, always make sure to clarify and to ask questions to make sure that it is still the same medication, and then that way you'll be able to go forward as well. Luckily, with all of the pills that I take, all of them feel different. So it's kind of easy to be able to know that some of them are tiny, some of them are larger, some of them are capsules, some of them are pills. Some of them have a smooth surface, while others may have a chalkier surface. This in turn helps me a lot to be able to know the difference. So, a lot of you guys, if you're like me, you take multiple medicines multiple times a day. But I felt like it was important for me to go ahead and show you guys that there are different ways to organize all of these pills if you happen to be taking a lot. So, first and foremost, you do have something called a weekly or a daily planner. And I actually have a couple of them with me here. So a daily planner may consist of medications that's separated into AM or PM, or just one where you can put your pills that you take during the AM hours or during the PM hours. This is actually an example of that. For those of you guys who can see, it's a small, I believe, blue container that should have an AM on one side and a PM on another side. And I actually prefer it only simply because it's kind of travel size, so I can take it with me when I'm going places. Maybe I don't want to take my full weekly planner with me, and it really kind of serves a great purpose. Now, let me jump ahead before I continue. There are a lot of the planners are gonna actually have Braille on them as well. But if you're like me and you're not that fluid with Braille, a lot of times you can use different little hacks to make sure that you know which side is which. So for instance, I've actually conveniently put a little thumbtack in on the AM side, so that way on the daily planner, I know if it's got a thumbtack in it, which is tactile obviously, then I know that that's the AM, and the side without is PM. Now, I'm actually going to show you also a weekly planner, but that also is going to be for just one day. Or not one day, but just one time of the day. So this actually is a weekly planner as well, but let's say you have a set of pills that you only have to take during the AM. This is actually going to be a whole lot more satisfying, I guess, or qualifying, maybe that's the word, for you and your particular situation. This again has a slot for every day of the week, but it only has one. So again, if maybe you take multivitamins and you want to take them in the morning, you can actually put them in these slots so that you can also remember to take them. Now, like I said, if you're taking pills multiple times a day, maybe in the AM, maybe at noon, maybe at PM, then something a little bit more extensive is going to work for you. And that's actually what this is. Same thing, or same concept like we've had before. You're gonna actually have slots for each day of the week, but it's gonna be 2 or more. I've seen some with 3. Again, that's classified for AM, PM, and noon. But again, you'll have a slot for each day of the week, and you can put your pills in as you deem necessary. And same concept with this. Again, most of these do come with Braille, as does this one. But again, if you're not quite that fluent, then again, like I did with this one, I put a thumbtack in on Sunday, and it's only on the AM side. So then that way I know that where the thumbtack is starts Sunday, and then you go down the days of the week for the rest of the row. But that along with it being on the bottom row, I also know that this is the AM side as opposed to the PM side. Now, up next, I'm going to introduce you guys to a godsend that I've used for multiple things when it comes to me being blind. For those of you guys who can actually see, this is called the Pinfriend. Now, the Pinfriend itself, again, for you guys who may not be able to see, is actually shaped like an actual pen. The good thing about this is that inside of the pen, there is an actual computer. So visually, the way that the pen looks is that at the top of the pen, where I guess the little plunger button would be, there's going to actually be a speaker. Going down the sides of the pen, you're going to have a larger button with smaller buttons. And then at the tip of the pen, where I guess the ink would come out, you're going to have a metal tip. Now, the way that you actually use the pen is that the pen will come with different types of labels. Some are just regular labels, while others may be laundry labels. You can use them for a variety of reasons. But you take that sticker and stick it on whatever surface it is that you want to label. And when you turn your pen on, you're going to actually touch the tip of the pen to the label and then start to record your voice on the actual label. Now, once you're done recording, you press the button again. And then from that point on, the pen registers that recording with whatever that sticker is named. So again, if I were to record my name Dominic on a sticker labeled A1, the computer is going to recognize that every time I touch the pen to the sticker A1, it needs to play the recording labeled Dominic. Now, how does this translate to the medication? Me personally, I went through and labeled all of my medication and then used that with the Pinfriend. So now when I touch my Pinfriend to the actual label that's on top of each of my medications, it'll let me know what the medication is, the strength, and how often I should take it. So here is an example. If I can get the turn on. There we go. It's a godsend, you guys. I'll make sure I put the information in the bottom of the description so that you guys, if you want to go order one yourself, you guys can. On to the next segment. Now, I personally think that it's important to make sure that you have some type of a note, memo, or just something that can always remind you of when or how much of your medication that you're taking. Me personally, I have a note in my notes app because I have an iPhone where I can always refer back to what the name of the medication is, the frequency or the amount of times that I take it during a day, the strength of the medication, and how long I've been taking it. This is going to help tremendously, only simply because when you happen to have a brain fart like I often have, or when it's time to go to the doctor, you can always inform the doctor of how much you're taking of the medication and then how frequently you're taking it, so that the doctor might need to make, if the doctor needs to make any changes, he can do so while in the doctor's office. Now, another tidbit that I actually found that helps me out is, and shout out to some of my family members, I was finding that a lot of times when I would travel or maybe be somewhere where maybe a pill may have fell out, and so naturally not being able to recognize it offhand, a lot of times I might need to have somebody with vision to look at it or find it and then recognize what it is. If this is the case, it to me was very beneficial that I actually took a picture which actually had the bottle itself and then a picture of the pill next to it. Now, of course, naturally, this isn't going to help you any if you're blind, but if somebody happens to look or pick up the pill and comes to you to give it back to you, you can easily go to your pictures and have them compare the pill to the actual pill bottle, which is in the picture, so that they'll know exactly what pill it is. And then that helps to really kind of narrow down what day it was on, when you may have missed it, or where it's supposed to go back at. So again, try that. It seems to have helped me out a lot. Hey guys, real quick, I want to jump in here. If you guys haven't done so already, please go like, follow, subscribe, and check out my Facebook page and YouTube channel entitled Blind_Justice The Way I See It. It's spelled just like how it sounds, BLIND_JUSTICE, semicolon, the way I see it. See you guys in the next one.